Venezuela, where the electoral authorities have declared Nicolas Maduro the winner of Sunday's presidential vote, despite a close result, and calls for a recount. Mr. Maduro has urged Venezuelans to take to the streets to show their support for his victory, but his challenger, Enrique Capriles, has called on his supporters to demand a recount of all the votes by banging pots and pans, something which has already been taking place across Caracas.
The heir of the commander, Nicolas Maduro, has won a narrow victory in the Venezuelan presidential election. Maduro rode the Chavez factor to victory, winning 50.7% of the vote to the 49.1% of opposition candidate Enrique Capriles. Capriles, I told you and I say it publicly, if I lose by one vote I'll hand over to you tomorrow. But that's not how it happened. I won by 300,000 votes. It's the decision of the people. As the election results filtered through, Maduro supporters took to the streets and Caracas exploded in celebration.
Maduro drew wide support from the poor with his welfare policies he inherited from Chavez. He has promised free education and health care and low-income housing. On diplomacy, Maduro is believed to maintain Chavez's hardline stance toward the United States and seek closer relations with such anti-U.S. nations as Cuba and Iran.
Troops fired tear gas at hundreds of people who were protesting against election results. Opposition candidate Enrique Capriles called for demonstrations to demand a recount of votes, but Maduro has blamed the U.S. for destabilizing the country.
A toda Venezuela, sobre todo el pueblo.
All Venezuela, all the people. If you want to listen to the opposition, we know the role that the Embassy of the United States played to articulate all the plan of the opposition. This wasn't an election campaign. It was a war against the people.
Officials showed that Maduro narrowly defeated Enrique Capriles with 50.7% of the vote in Sunday's election. Maduro was Hugo Chavez's hand-picked successor. Electoral authorities formally confirmed Maduro as Venezuela's president-elect on Monday. Capriles has demanded a recount, and he has called for his supporters to protest peacefully.
Don't come out with this story that I've seen that you are the majority. Don't call yourself that. The result you got is that there is not a majority. There are two halves to this country.